Make it.
Welcome to Make It with Mike and Kristen,
where creative people talk about what they make and what making it means to them.
You showed up with enthusiasm tonight.
It's enthusiasm night. Tuesday.
I was thinking of doing
Taco enthusiasm
accent. Taco
night.
enthusiasm. No, Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Tuesday
enthusiasm
enthusiasm. That was a Freudian slip, but it works.
I guess.
Enthusiasm.
Kind of makes sense, yeah.
So we can expect if we do intros on Tuesday nights that they'll be with enthusiasm.
We'll try not to leave them right till the day before we release them.
It has been a very full
it's not
month.
that we're slacking off, and it's just this is the time where we can fit it in. So we've been busy, did a live podcast that will be coming out at some point in time. The gallery is now open. Togetherland doors have been opened for season 3. I've done my first open mic so far. Going to be every Wednesday at Togetherland, 7 to 9. Awesome times.
Yes, we've talked about this, but it feels really good to have all the behind the scenes stuff done, and we're finally able to kind of just reveal everything and get into the swing of things. And doing a live podcast, it was a private event, but doing that felt like such a fun way to open up for the season, for that to be one of our first things that we did there. And there was a movie made there earlier before we were open. Like there's just some really interesting things happening in this space already that feels exciting.
Things are going good. Been interviewing amazing guests. And this was actually this week's episode with Moira and Claire. This was our first actual recorded episode back.
Mm-hmm.
And we had decided we weren't going to do video. And then like an hour before they came, basically, you're like, do you want to just try to do video and see what happens?
Well, I think really this is a good example of kind of doing it scrappy, I'll say, because we were concerned that, well, the angles might not be good or the light or the space is really tight or this or that. And we thought, well, what do we have to lose by just trying? And they were really so kind and the perfect guests really to go through this experiment with us. And we were honest with them, like, don't really know what we're doing yet or how this is going to work out. And they were completely on board and along for this sort of bumpy ride. It turned
out great.
Yeah.
One of the cameras died like 10 minutes left, so we don't have their faces for the last 10 minutes of this conversation. So we put in some little images and some clips from South by Southwest where we got to see them perform a number of times.
Yeah.
And I love these girls. They're just so fun, and their music is, I don't know, it just really captures the essence of what I feel is happening in modern music. Like they're just really nailing the modern, like indie folk pop-ish a little bit.
Their audience is huge. They have gone viral on all of the social media channels. So there's that part of their success, I'll say, that they're familiar with in their generation and kind of being up and comers. But there's also still such a purity to their approach and their music and their relationship with one another. They're sisters, so they have that sister banter and harmonies and all the things that you might think about with siblings working together.
And they've had a lot of success with viral videos. They started off doing a lot of covers. They actually covered one of my songs. That's how I came across them years ago. They did a Town Heroes cover of our song Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to hear two amazing voices, an acoustic version of it like that. And I heard them through that, then followed them online and just saw how kind of prolific they were with that and how good they truly were. And they've gained a lot of success and notoriety in that world, but they're still both very young and performing live on stage in front of larger audiences is fairly new to them. Like they're just kind of just getting their feet wet, which is very exciting because there's so much potential and so much room for them to just expand and have amazing things happen.
It also makes for a really exciting interview to do, being able to talk to somebody that's at the early stages of their career with their whole life ahead of them. And last week, in contrast to that, we interviewed Jimmy Rankin.
Yeah.
And so you think about sort of the spectrum and the journey of a career in the arts and in music. And I just love that those two interviews are back to back and get to see sort of the world through their eyes. And with Jimmy, it was a reflection. And so, and you know, we have lots of examples of everything in between that too. So that's what I really enjoyed.
I didn't really know them. Like I've said hello to them at like music conferences, like, hey, great set, sounded awesome kind of thing, but never had like a long conversation with them until we were in Austin, which is kind of cool, where Nova Scotians meet up and we're just hanging out and taking in a cool city and music festival. And yeah, I just really like them. They're just really nice kids. I guess we're allowed to call them kids because they're 20 years younger than us. So
yeah, ouch. We had planned to interview them before we went to Austin, but I really feel like it was better this way because we were then able to, in this discussion, reflect on what their experience was like, and we got to go to their shows, and just a lot of pride for them, which we talk about in this episode as well. So.
Yeah, I think it turned out great. Again, it was our first time videoing an episode. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it's exactly the way it should be. It's exactly what we want it to be. And we've figured out things since then. And, you know, all the little things that you have to actually do to learn from. Like they're on stage figuring out these little things. Like sometimes the only way to actually get better at something is by doing it and putting yourself out there.
We've always advocated for and tried to remind ourselves that there's a process involved and a learning curve, and things don't need to be perfect to exist in the world. And I think we need to, I guess, say, like, walk the walk or talk the talk, practice what we preach, whatever you want to say. I like that sometimes there's going to be oversights or errors in this new approach for us. It's new, so we're going to get better, and we had the grace of Moira and Claire to go along with us and be cool about everything, and here we are.
Well, let's jump into this conversation. Two sisters, originally from out west, now call Nova Scotia home. Great singers, great songwriters. They harmonize beautifully, and they're just really nice people.
Here.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, cheers, everyone. We know you'll enjoy this episode, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers. Are you tired of paying too much for home and auto insurance only to then have to deal with somebody at a call center? Someone different each time you call who really doesn't understand your needs?
Yes, I'm totally tired of that. But I happen to know the perfect person to solve this issue. Ryan O'Malley with Allstate Insurance has been serving the community here in HRM and across Nova Scotia for years.
I know Ryan too. He provides tailored and customized home and auto insurance plans to help people save money and get the coverage that they need to protect the things that they worked hard for.
He understands the local touch that Nova Scotians love and the service they should expect from an insurance professional. Ryan is also a senior sales agent at Allstate, which means he now has his own dedicated service agent, Carissa, to help better serve his clients. Fancy or what?
And here in Nova Scotia, we know life can throw a few curveballs, like snowstorms in April, a rogue seagull with bad aim, or your drunk cousin backing into your shed again during a backyard lobster boil.
These sound like personal stories, but all very relatable. Thank goodness for friends like Ryan.
Reach out today to get your personalized quote for home and auto insurance. Call 902-210-1293 or email O'Malley, that's ROMALLEY at allstate.ca to speak directly with Ryan. You can unplug and it will still work. I just plugged it in last night to check.
Yeah, you can just hold that.
You find the spot. You put it between you. It looks good.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you an easily distracted person in general? Is this why Claire's like, I'm a little
I'm
hesitant
also
about
too,
this?
So I'm like, this being there is like, I'm going to be watching that.
Yeah.
She's going to be doing that too.
I'm the only person who does not use a mic on the regular in this room. You're all like, did somebody teach you about microphones and how to like distance your lips from them? Or is this just something you've all learned intuitively over time?
Well, we've done like home recordings with that exact mic.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of have.
Wait, so when mine was missing for like 2 months, you stole it?
Yeah.
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 That exact one.
But we know where you live now.
And we know where you
so
live.
That's true. We can come pouch from each other.
Yeah.
Have you been collecting gear over the years?
I think one time I just bought like everything at once because I was moving to Montreal and I was like, I need my own recording studio. Like I can't move to Montreal without my own recording studio. So like, yeah, I just went to Long of Equade and bought a shoot ton. Can we say shit?
Yes.
Oh,
Say whatever you want.
a shit ton of. I bought that. I bought an interface. What else did I get? Oh, the pop filter thing.
Yeah.
Is that even important?
It's important if you don't want sounds in your music
Mm-hmm.
or you don't want to edit them out. They're going to be there sometimes anyway, but you
Yeah.
have to go in and chop
But like
them.
Billie Eilish doesn't.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't have one of those
You don't
things?
have to use one, but someone's going to have to edit the plosives out.
Yeah, there's a video of Billie Eilish, like she's on her bed and she's like, and she's just singing into one of these.
Phineas going in afterwards and fixing them. It would,
Yeah.
Again, and everyone has a different voice. Like some people don't make their plosives as drastic
Plosive.
as others. Some people have like sizzling. Their S's are really, really sharp. You know, everyone has different characters to their voice.
That's
so-
true. That should be like a question. Like, are you a sizzler or are you a
Popper.
Popper.
I think Whoops. I think I'm like I
You're
feel
a
like
s-
that always happens
you're a
to me.
sizzler?
Mm.
I'm a popper.
You balance each other out
Yeah,
then.
that's perfect. So when did you know you were a sizzler and a popper?
Mm. Oh, yeah, you always have the sibilance.
yeah,
Is that the word?
yeah.
Sibilance. Sibilance.
Sibilance?
Sib.
Sib.
Sibling.
Siblings.
Siblings.
Sibilance.
That's us.
Siblings.
Sibilingans.
Yeah, you always.
Yeah.
Maybe because you always sing the S words.
Yeah. Also, my voice is like a higher register than yours, a little bit. So I feel like that plus this.
And I'm just more intense. Like, I'm like, pop, 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 pop. You know?
Yeah, you're getting up into that mic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Claire's scared. Wait, we're going so on a tangent right now. But Claire's so scared to get so close to microphones because you're scared of getting electrocuted.
They have like the mic zap or something that is apparently a thing. You can like, if you get too close to a mic, it can shock you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
Definitely.
I wish I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I know.
If you're
I know.
in venues with bad wiring.
Yeah, like it's
like,
the wiring. I
you,
guess.
you know right away as soon as your lips hit it, you're getting that little jolt.
So
If
has
you
this ever
never-
happened though, or is this like a folklore thing that you've all heard about but
No,
not
I've
experienced?
had that happen
Oh,
hundreds of times.
I feel like
okay. Oh, shoot.
It's not like knock it down. Like
He starts convulsing.
Well, no, that's what Claire thinks. Claire thinks she's actually going to die.
Yes, I have a fear of
Electricity.
electricity and feedback.
Yeah, like any
Like a
anytime
genuine-
like the guitar sound goes,
yeah.
she's like,
yeah.
Do you trace this back to anything in particular?
We've been it's been a topic of conversation. Like we've been trying to figure out like why do I
Why?
have this fear? I don't know.
Hmm.
I've always been scared of loud noises. Like I hated balloons as a child. I hated fireworks. I hated fire
but
trucks.
the electricity has been like a new thing. She
Yeah, that
like
one's, like,
she
a
can't
new-
plug in things into
No, I'm getting better,
outlets
though.
that are new.
Hmm.
You're good with
Oh,
you're
yeah.
good when someone else does it in front of you and she
for the
knows
first
that
time,
it's safe.
and then
Yeah.
I can do it.
So
Yeah.
that's your job, Moira,
Yeah.
is to
Yeah.
plug in everything when you're on stage.
Yeah. She's
Mhm.
like, you plug it in.
hmm
So that's why you play acoustic instruments.
Honestly, actually, that's kind of like
Yeah,
one
but
of
you're
the reasons.
one.
I really want to get into like pedals and creating a cooler sound to the instruments, but I'm
Yeah.
actually scared of creating a pedal board and like plugging it in and setting it up. because I'm actually scared of getting electrocuted or like making a sound that's really loud.
I feel like at home you can experiment. You know where you live, the safety of your house.
You have a trustworthy fuse box.
Yeah, hopefully your landlord is a responsible individual who has everything in order in terms of the wiring of the house, and just experiment at home. And
I know.
you learn the wonders of different pedals and the sounds they can make, and how that inspires different creative parts of you. And then you build up this confidence. You're like, I'll plug into any goddamn wall I see out there.
Exposure therapy.
I know.
Exposure therapy.
Start at home.
Does the plug-in stuff or sound feel like a place that you always wanted to go, or is it just a natural progression and you're like, okay, we've done the acoustic thing, I feel really comfortable there, this is something new I want to push myself to do? Or has it just always been a goal to get there?
What would you say?
I feel like it's like a progression. Like I think when we first started, like we were like very content with just like ukulele, guitar when we first started, and then we added mandolin and guitar, and then now it's just like, because it's just the two of us, like we do want like something different when we're playing. So like I think that as our like style is progressing, our I would like to add some more elements now. I think it's a good time.
Let's go back to the very beginnings of this. I know earlier when we were chatting, you said that you were born not in Nova Scotia, out west, BC and Alberta, or maybe vice versa.
No, yeah.
And you grew up there for a little bit?
So I was born in Nanaimo, British Columbia.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I lived there for 0.5 years of my life.
Yeah.
I don't remember a single thing. And then we moved to Victoria. Still don't remember that. But then we moved to Athabasca, Alberta.
Well, I was born in Edmonton. And then we moved to Athabasca. And I think I was just born in Edmonton, and then I was like, grew up Athabasca like as a baby.
Wait, really?
What do you mean?
Wait.
You're learning.
Or was
I thought we moved to Athabasca.
I think we moved to Athabasca,
and then you were born.
I was born.
Yes, they just
why
went.
Was I born in Edmonton?
They just drove to Edmonton.
They just went to Edmonton to give birth to you. They didn't move to Edmonton.
It's like
we will fact check with the parents.
Where I'm from. I'm from Inverness, Cape Breton, and it's the only hospital for about an hour-ish in either direction. And there's a famous hockey player from Port Hood, which is another town, their own identity, their own everything. But Al McGuinness, this hockey player, was born in Inverness, doesn't associate with Inverness, but his hockey cards say hometown Inverness.
Wow.
And the people from Port Hood do not like that.
Yeah, what the heck? Port Hood's beautiful.
Inverness is beautiful too.
That's true.
You were probably
beautiful.
born. There was probably there's no hospital where you were at. I'm saying you're the Al McGuinness of
there was a hospital.
indie folk world.
Yeah, there was but for some reason you weren't born there.
So we were always in Edmonton. Like our family was always in Edmonton because my dad's family was there, and then my mom's family was there. So I feel like they were just there.
All the time.
And then I just needed
We'll have to ask mom and dad. I can phone them right now.
I feel like we probably were living in Athabasca. I mean, I don't remember. I wasn't born. So you...
I don't remember. I was 1 or 2. Like, sorry.
But come on, dig into those memories.
They probably were just in Edmonton just chilling. And then I appeared.
Okay.
Yeah, and
this
then
is a sibling moment right there.
Okay,
we won't ask anything about where you're from.
This stuff isn't, I guess, that's important and where I'm going with this line of questioning. But yeah, you guys, we'll sort this out on the ride home. But you're born in different places. You grew up out west. When did music come into your life? And were your parents or family musical?
Yeah, our dad played the guitar, and he would always record himself singing original songs.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, like there's videos of me as a baby, or a toddler,
oh, yeah, you
where
danced.
Dad was playing guitar and making up his own songs. There's one, I forget what he wrote, a song about a girl in a forest or something, or I don't know, it was the one that he would sing all the time, and I would dance around in the living room while he was singing it, and so he would always just be playing guitar and doing melodies and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was always like, if it wasn't Dad playing, it was like Coldplay or like, I don't know, something's playing out of the speakers.
Yeah.
And so there was always just music in the house.
But we wrote songs with him too. Remember Yo, My Name's Joe?
Yo, my name is Joe,
and I live in a world you know.
I love it. This is
There's
your
a
childhood
whole
song.
story. It's about an
Who was
alien
Joe?
invasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
And
Joe is the alien?
Yo, my name is Joe. and I
No,
live in
Joe-
a world- I have a house on
Joe-
a small street when I go out.
There's no one else I meet.
No, that's not what the lyric is.
Yes, it is.
No.
Sing it out.
When I go out
When you start singing, I
I'm
feel
the
like
only
you're.
one
and I meet, the sky is dark, the
I
sun is gone, I feel a chill, I can't hang on for long. I'm traveling far
I'm traveling far
beyond this town
beyond this town
to find out
to
why
find out why.
there's no one else around. Round, word.
Love it.
Your musical memory. I was going to say, just sing it out because your musical memories are vast and deep. I can tell just by your presence and how important music is to you. So it did come into your life very early on. Like, how old were you when you wrote "My Name Is Joe" about the
I think I was like
alien?
8. You must
Yeah,
have
I
been
was
like
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 7.
And then oh my gosh, you wrote the song Magical. This is magical. This is magical.
Yeah,
I hope one day there's an album of your childhood songs
so-
revisited.
they're crazy.
They're so good.
And I had a songbook because I was like, my dad bought me a book that was like how to start a band. And we still have it.
Whoa, what?
And I was like 8, or maybe I was like 7 or 8. And I was
Where
like
is
reading
this?
through it. It's at home. I looked
What?
at when we went to visit the parents, it's there. And I was like reading it. It's like put it like a poster in your school. Like, and I wanted to be in a band so bad. And that was before we started writing. Like we wrote like
Yeah, Claire was the only one that shared her music with the world in Athabasca, Alberta.
Yeah,
I kinda hid
I
it
did
from
talent
everybody.
shows and stuff. Moira didn't sing until we moved to Nova Scotia in
Okay.
2014.
Well, I
You
would
didn't-
sing at home.
You didn't sing.
I didn't
publicly.
sing publicly, yeah.
Hmm.
But you were like doing all the solos, and you got like mad when you didn't win.
Oh,
You're like,
I had an ego as a child.
competitive.
I was a little competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sorry, I
I
interrupted
had
you.
like a songbook and I would write songs, but they're really they're really bad. And then you wrote songs.
Pretty good, what I heard so far.
I don't know why I said.
and they were actually really good.
No, that's not what I meant to say. But then you were writing songs too,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think just one day we just started writing like more serious songs together. They weren't even.
Oh my gosh, the
serious.
first one we wrote together was. I'm waiting so long, and I know this is crazy, but it's true. And I said, hey, come on. I've been
We
waiting.
just did the same. The songs, they're just like ingrained in there. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was our
musical
first one we
memory.
wrote together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is incredible. I'm loving this trip down memory lane, and never has this happened where we've had so much music shared with us.
Sorry.
No, I love this.
It's awesome.
But and I don't want to assume this, but it feels like this has kind of just been like a destiny or a sense of knowing that this is where your life is going to go. Like, did you ever question that? Did you say to yourself, like, no, I think I'm going to be a nurse? Or has it always just been like, no, this is our
I
path?
wanted to be a park ranger.
Honorable.
And that's what I thought I was gonna. I was like, I'm gonna be a park ranger. I want to drive around on a quad and like yell at bears.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I didn't even like the outside that much. I don't even know.
like the outside.
No, I think it's my individuality
Oh
complex.
yeah, I tell her that she has a unique What is
Well, it's
individuality complex.
but you call it unique complex.
Yeah, because she just thinks she's so unique.
Whatever. Okay. But what did you want to be? You wanted to be.
I actually wanted to be a singer. Like I have a
Oh.
in grade 5 we did like what like a whole thing about yourself and what your dreams were, and I wrote singer
what?
/ like pop star. Like I have it.
Hmm.
But
And
you
then-
also wanted to be a climate.
But then then I was like, okay, that's not realistic. So So then I really liked school, and I really liked science, and I really liked math, and like I just really liked. I was kind of an overachiever in high school, and then I was like, but also I really was like caring for the planet and like the environment, and I was like, I'm gonna solve climate change. And so that was my focus, like from grade like 8.
Yeah.
Or maybe even grade 6. Grade 6 onwards, I was like, I'm going to change the world, and I'm gonna be the one to
There's
solve.
nothing wrong with that.
I was like,
You find that pretty funny.
I'm gonna solve
Ranger.
climate change. Yeah. And then so I went into engineering and earth sciences, but that I didn't complete the degree. So
you have one more course left. She has one more course left.
Wow. So fast forward to the present moment. Like, what if I were to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What would your answer be now?
Oh God.
I think I'm in the point where I don't really know.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to.
Yeah, like I don't know if I want to go. Like I do want to finish my degree, but I don't know. I don't want to be an engineer. It'd be cool to do something in earth sciences, but I also am just liking where music's going. And just I think we're just gonna do that and just vibe with it and for a while and see where that goes. And yeah, what do you think, Moira?
Well, I think like I'm doing my dream job right now as like a music therapist. So I would love to keep being a music therapist and working in the places that I really want to work, which is like mental health or with older adults. Like I really love, that's where I work right now with older adults, and it's just, I love them. They're my besties.
That's really beautiful and rare, actually, Moira, to have a job that you enjoy that much, but you're also able to pursue this passion on the side. Like just from having had the privilege of meeting so many people and speaking with so many artists, entrepreneurs, musicians, whatnot, it's often like you pick up that job as a means of survival. Like, I don't really want to do it, but I have to in order to buy the guitar or whatever. So it feels rare to me, at least, to have kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's really, I feel really lucky. I'm like, it's music all the time. Like, but then it's also like, oh my God, I have to like really protect my voice. And like, I'm like, my voice is the only thing that makes me money. And I'm
right.
like, if I get like nodes or something, or like, I had a jaw, my jaw's been clicking and like.
TMJ?
Yeah. I have TMJ.
I got some exercises for you.
Okay. After this, I need those, please. But yeah, like for 2 weeks, like I couldn't open my mouth. Like I could open my mouth like that much. I remember eating sushi and I had to like stuff it in my mouth. Like I couldn't open my mouth to eat sushi. And I'm like, this is my, like, I need to sing. Like, so that was kind of scary. But
did anything happen, or was it from singing so much?
I don't, that's what I went to physio, and she was like, you just need to like give it a rest. And like she said, stop chewing gum. And I was like, dang, like just resting your jaw. So like,
yeah, you have a mouth guard too, right? When you sleep.
That I haven't been using.
What?
Oh, you better hope your physiotherapist isn't listening.
No.
Yeah, because I think I grind my teeth at night.
Yeah.
Is that what you? So you have?
Oh
it too?
yeah, it's a bite plate or something. Right?
I don't grind as much. I did at one point, but I feel like once you actually are able to loosen the muscles and they're not so tense, that you just naturally don't do that. And I've just found a couple really good YouTube videos that I followed and helped to really open it up in there. But my jaw still clicks, but it doesn't feel as tight and just clenched all the time.
Okay. Send me those YouTube videos too.
What so the whole concept of this podcast is, well, we get to chat with amazing people like you, but we are curious, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, but in your eyes, we're there now. Why don't we just ask you what your vision of making it is?
I've been thinking about this. Like, I feel like, I don't know if this is like for you, but for me, I feel like I would love to get to a point, like in our music career, where we go, like we can play a show, and like, it's like our show, I guess. It's like we're headlining.
I don't think we've ever headlined.
We've never headlined a show, and it's like, I would love to have a show where like people are there. They bought tickets mainly to see you, and they're there to sing. They're singing your music. They're singing your words, and like we've had people sing our lyrics before, but it's like
And that's like crazy.
That
when
is
you're like
crazy.
looking in the audience and
That
they're,
is a
like,
little bit of a
singing.
make it moment because you're like, what? But like I would feel like I think we're there when there's a room, we can fill a room of people that they seeked you out to come to. And it's maybe not even and it's in a different city that we don't, like not, I don't know, like somewhere on tour or something.
Yeah.
And people
Like that would
buying
be crazy.
a headlining tour. And it doesn't have, I'm not thinking like a arena. I'm just thinking like a room where there's enough people there that actually know who we are, kind of thing.
Is that something you've visualized before? Like if you had that thought?
Yeah. I feel like, I've thought about it. Because I think at one point we were asked just like a question like that. And I feel like that's kind of what I said.
Yeah, you did.
Like, and I do think that I still stand by that. Like, I don't know what you think for that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Like, this is so hard. Yeah. Like, what does it mean to like make it? Like,
It's a completely individual thing too,
Mhm.
right? There's no right or wrong answer. That's the beautiful thing. Like, you can have the grandest of visions, or I would never want to say the smallest, because sometimes a very simple thing, I guess simple is the right word, the simplest of visions too.
yeah.
And that can be your definition of it.
And that's it's kind of what you were talking about when you were in the car driving here, like how there's like thresholds to like what made it means to you in some moments.
Yeah, the goalpost changing, and your idea of what it is can definitely shift.
I feel like our first big made it moment was when Ria Mae asked us to sing with her.
That was in 2019.
Yeah.
That was like our big, like, we were just doing covers at that point on Instagram, and that's how we were like reaching artists. And like she was like, she reached out to us and was like, "Do you want to come sing with me and like do harmonies on my song?" And she was like, well, she still is like kind of one of our idols.
She's iconic.
And like someone we looked up to. And then she kind of, it was kind of a bit of like a mentor like
mentorship moment.
Like
it was.
And so that was like, wow, we actually like that's actually possible.
Yeah, that was crazy because like in Alberta, like we would hear her songs on the radio all the time.
All the time.
Like, take your clothes up. Like that
all the time.
Like, and then it's just we're singing on the stage with her. Like that was just
and we played New Glasgow Jubilee with her too, because she asked us twice to like, but we didn't. We just like we did Port Hawkesbury, Granville Green,
nice.
And then the Jubilee, but it was just like on stage to sing harmonies, but like that still was
I think that moment we
Yeah.
were like, we made it.
and we discovered what a green room was at that
Yeah.
point. We didn't even had never been in a green room,
And like a rider.
No
we were
way.
like, what is this? There was, like,
Pineapple.
Somebody forgot their pineapple.
like she
It was
had,
like a whole
whole
fruit
rider,
tray.
and she was like, "This is what we put on it, and like you can take some
Yeah.
things," and I'm like, "What?
Oh, you guys are so sweet. It's actually, I haven't really thought about this before, but this story makes me think about perhaps we don't know what making it is or feels like until we're living it. Like being in that moment with Ria Mae, maybe you never imagined like, okay, if this exact thing happens and I share the stage with this specific singer, then, life is complete.
Yeah.
But feeling it in that moment is kind of an interesting way to think about that question too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being so happy.
Yeah, and I think
Afterwards, before, just like all like
in that moment we made like in our minds we made it. It was like that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like if we could like stop everything we're doing right now because we got to play with Ria Mae.
So what happens either the next time you play with Ria Mae or you find yourself in that bar in Toronto that sold out and everybody's singing along with your lyrics? Does it change like where you want to go next, or do you think it could change sort of your idea of like, well, I've made it, so like I'm good forever, or like what shifts
I feel like
then?
if that happened, like if we were in a room in Toronto or like a show in Toronto and everyone was singing our songs, I feel like it'd be like there's nothing. That would be it. That's like the top.
I think I would want to continue.
Oh no!
Yeah,
sure. You don't quit that day.
No. We wouldn't quit. I'm saying like that's like
I'd feel like secure in what I'm
be like-
doing, and be like, because then at that point you could play other places and then maybe be the same.
What does other people singing your songs represent to you?
like they connect with it.
Yeah, like that
That they've listened to it enough times that they can actually like sing it along. Well, we sing along. Like when we watch shows, we're always we've sang along to you, like Town Heroes. We're singing along to. It's just Yeah.
It means that you spent time, you've listened, you've memorized the words.
And
then you also like, there's usually like an emotional component to it. So people are connecting emotionally to the lyrics in the song. And so just see that, like, when people...
you know
like,
that they're, like, your music has been a part of their lives in some way, which is, like, crazy.
That's crazy.
Do you get a sense of that through maybe social media or, like, other forms of the transaction or interaction with an audience? Like, are you getting a little bit of that reward or validation that you didn't use those words, but so to speak?
It's very different on social media because, like, our audience is from, like, all over, and actually mostly from America.
Okay.
We've never played until South by Southwest.
Yeah.
But
great segue. But carry on.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there are people who connect with us on social media too. Like they'll message us, like say a song really resonated with them, and they'll reach out that way.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so that it's still, it's just as cool.
It's just as cool as someone
internet.
singing your song at a show as someone like taking the time to message you and being like, this song I really connect with.
Me. Like just the fact that people do listen.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I was on tour in Finland, as that poster over there indicates is true.
2012.
Yeah, a long time ago. And is Hamalina on there? I forget which date that was. But we were in a town we never heard of ever before, in a venue we never heard of. Some people there. It wasn't like a packed room, but there's, I don't know, 50, 60 people at this show. And we're playing, and a guy in the audience starts yelling for one of our song names. And I'm like, oh, that is pretty cool. And we hadn't played that song. It was from our first album. We hadn't played it in a while. Like, well, we have to play it. This guy,
did you practice it though?
No.
You didn't. You weren't
but
prepared.
we played it before, obviously. So we started playing the song, and then this group of people started singing along with it. This song called Hit Potential. And we're on stage, and we're kind of looking at each other, like, just in the middle of nowhere. Just
that's insane.
Like, I've heard of Helsinki in Finland. That was about it. And we're in this random spot, and these people are singing along. And I don't know if they just listened to it that day or what, but, and we were, I don't know, we've always had a lot of energy and passion on stage. And after the show, this guy came over and he was crying. And he didn't have perfect English, and I still love this exact way he phrased it, but he was crying because he just was enjoying the show and appreciating what we were putting out there. And he said, "You guys make my eyes rain."
So poetic.
Yeah. But he was just trying to say, "You made me cry." But he said, "You make my eyes rain."
That's a song lyric.
Yeah.
It is. That's beautiful.
That is really beautiful.
And I was like, after that, I'm like, this is one of the coolest things that's ever happened.
Yeah,
and again,
so
it's not
cool.
a stadium, or it's not even a 500 person room. It's just, okay, we had the power to do that in that moment, and we influenced this guy in a big enough way to bring that emotion out in him.
To make his eyes rain.
Yeah. And that's, to me, I don't know if in that moment, like, we've made it, but because I guess I've always been someone who's been wanting, like, I want to keep pushing things to get to this level. But it's something I'll always remember. Like, it's something that will always stand out to me, and is, one of the reasons you play music is to connect with people. And that's what you're saying. You want to hear the people singing along, and having that happen in a random spot. Like, it's still awesome if it happens in Sydney or no Glasgow, but in this random spot, like, okay, they took the time to listen to our song, to learn it, and appreciate it enough to sing it back. I'm like, that's a cool moment in time.
Yeah, that's
really,
so
that's
cool.
really crazy.
Wow.
Well, you both made my eyes rain at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Seeing you in Austin, and
She didn't cry.
No, it was like honestly, I was just so friggin' proud of you. And I know we had just met. I think there was a lot of emotion there, like being in the US, and it was kind of like, there wasn't the Canada stage that there usually was, or the Canada House, I should say, like a place where we all could get together. And like you were playing on the Women in Canada sponsored stage. And I just had this moment of pride for Canada and for female singers. And then you both being there and just having the courage to travel down there on your own. And like, I think, Claire, it was your first time in the US even, and you're at this huge world-class festival. Like, it was just a real kind of moment. I mean, there's something really moving, I find, of witnessing somebody else live in their moment. Like, for me, not knowing how you might answer this concept of making it, like, in my eyes, I was like, this is their stage. And like, I get to be here and watch this with somebody else. Like, how special. Yeah. So tell me from your perspective, what was your experience like playing at South by Southwest?
Hey, Kristen, do you know what's awesome?
Theme parks, cotton candy.
Well, yeah, but I was going to say saving money.
Saving money is awesome.
Well, the sponsor of this week's podcast episode, Ryan O'Malley with Allstate Insurance, can help you save money with home and auto insurance.
That sounds fantastic, but I don't like dealing with call centers and talking to like 30 different people.
That's the amazing thing with Ryan. You don't have to deal with a call center. You get to speak with someone local living in Cole Harbour who knows our area, our weather, our vehicles, and our housing needs.
Ooh, I love the sound of this. And with the money we will save through bundling our insurance with Ryan, you can take me to a theme park and buy me cotton candy.
We can buy anything you want with all the money we'll save.
I'm sold. Sign me up. How can I get in touch with Allstate Insurance?
Well, you can call Ryan O'Malley at 902-210-1293 or email romalley@allstate.ca. And he's been a fantastic supporter of local arts in our podcast, so we really give the thumbs up to Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan, for helping Nova Scotians save money while protecting the things that matter to us.
You want to go first?
It was really it was a really fun and like really positive experience. Like, for it to be our first time playing in the States. And then also my first time in the States. It just like things went pretty smoothly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, even
that's what we said after. We were like, because we had 3 showcases there, right?
Yeah, 3 showcases.
And they all went like, okay.
They went pretty okay. I think we were really nervous for a few of them.
Yeah.
And there was some, like, we had some technical issues. Like, I forgot what lever or lever. What
lever?
Knob. What knob on my mandolin turned it up. So it was just always really quiet. And I think the battery was dying in it. So like, it was just really quiet. And so there was things that were just like happening, but also like
things always happen.
Things always happen.
Us.
But I think we did vocally and like we did a good performance.
Yeah.
And so I'm really proud of that. And then just like to play in front of people in like America, and like
to get into South by Southwest was crazy.
That was shocking.
I just threw in an application and I was like,
yeah, what is that like behind the scenes? Just you go online and do you send them like what's the application process?
It was just I think it was like the last couple days of it was like open, and I was like, you know what? What if we went to Austin?
Why
like
not?
I'm just gonna throw this in. I think we had to pay like, I don't know, it was like $50 or $80 or something.
Yeah.
And then they just asked for your, like, for a track to listen to, like your social media numbers. Yeah, I hate, like, they all ask for your social media numbers.
You guys got good social media numbers, though.
I know, but then I feel like
I think that does help us.
It definitely helps us.
Yeah, but I know there are people, like, sometimes we feel bad about it because there's people who, like, especially in Nova Scotia, like, who play so often and are so good.
Their live sets, like,
such
perfect.
solid sets. Because we do mess up a fair. We're anxious performers.
Yeah,
and we have performance anxiety, and it does come out in our performances. But there's people who play here that are solid, and it's like, you should be playing
these festivals,
but like you don't have like the followings aren't, like, it's not as high or whatever. But it's like the musical content is just so good.
Yeah,
and the performance.
It's so interesting.
We feel a little guilty that we get the opportunities.
Don't feel guilty. Like you built up those followers because they appreciate what you're doing and what you've created for a long period of time. Like, you were on Instagram releasing those cover videos
That's true.
like a crazy high amount. Like I don't know how many you did, but like every few days there was a new Moira Claire video out.
We need to get back to that.
Yeah, we're trying to get back into our cover era.
Yeah.
Because that's how we built our social media. It was like just consistent covers and
Yeah.
But it also like back then when we were doing it, it just like it didn't feel like we were forcing ourselves to do anything.
Yeah. It was a source of procrastination. We were both like I think we did a lot of covers when I was in undergrad
and when I was in high school. I guess.
Yeah,
a lot of like procrastination. It was like, but like now it's just sometimes
it's a struggle to even do one every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
why?
I don't know.
No good music to cover.
We changed the topic.
No, there's so much good music to cover.
There is.
And like we just don't have time because of our separate jobs, and our jobs don't line up.
What I find interesting about this, getting a quote start, and you using the language of it was just something we did when we were procrastinating. It's often difficult for artists not to have this end goal or intention behind the work they're doing. Like, oh, I hope this happens with it. But it sounds like you both just kind of being honest and like, let's just noodle around and sing this song because we like it without caring about any of the outcome. And that's often where the magic is. It's just so hard for us to separate those two things.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I think there's like we've had a little brush with like viralness on TikTok,
and now we're always thinking like let's do this cover
to get viral again. But it's just like
let's do this cover because like
just be yourself.
I know. And like I just want to go back to the time where we were just covering everything that we just liked, and we weren't thinking anything of it. We were just throwing them out there. We didn't like.
It's so hard. This is so relatable, by the way. I think we all feel this way, and thank you for just being honest about that because it's really hard to just be pure, I guess, or like maintain that, especially when you have the result that you did. Like people went crazy over, like, I know it was like that one particular song, I believe, that like really climbed that we heard at South by.
Delaney's Dad.
But also our Noah Khan cover.
Yeah.
That was like the big one.
But then for original, that was like our big cover. And then for an original song, like that was like super cool to have an original song blow up.
Yeah.
So that was, like that experience. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like.
Did you ever see when a viral video or you have a video that does really well on TikTok, would that translate into gains anywhere else? Like, would you get more streams on Spotify and that?
Yeah.
More followers?
I did notice especially like the Noah Khan cover, like our streams went up like so much, like doubled. I think they doubled on Spotify. And then
I think our Spotify followers went up because people were like anticipating us releasing a cover, which we ended up doing, but like what, like a
took
year
so long. And same with
later.
Delaney's Dad when it blew up. I think it was 2 years after.
Yeah, I mean,
people just forgot it. Like we were like trying to hype it up as much as people were hyping it up then, and it was just like
some people. I think people do expect. No, what am I trying to say? There's a concept of like, oh, if something blows up, like it can be created really quickly, right away. And I think that what we would have liked to have done, but like there's like you have to pay for the things to do it.
Yeah, and it's also like this is something that you're gonna be. This is gonna be on your Spotify page for your whole life.
Yeah, you want it to be good, like good and like where you envisioned it. So it just takes time, and then people
lose interest.
So it's just like.
Yeah,
but that's just, I guess, the way it is.
The modern society wants everything right away, and that super quick turnaround, and it's not how it's possible. Like, most of the time, it's not.
And you don't always know what will resonate, so it's not as though you could have had 4 more of those in the bank.
No,
knowing that okay, this is going to do really great, so let's make sure that we've got several more to follow up with.
Yeah,
quickly.
Some people actually like. I think the way they do it is that they have the song already done and then they start like promoting the song as if like they just wrote it or like so that they already have it in the back.
Cheaters, what we call.
But then it's like but they're also just using the system to help them and honestly I support it. So it's like it's weird. It's just like once you know how the system works, like how can you
take advantage of it?
And we're all just trying to
live life.
Everybody's trying to capitalize on their strengths, and some people are really good at planning things, like doing that exact thing. Some people maybe can write a song, spur of the moment, and it's awesome, and people love it, but I don't know, maybe they just don't have a vision or plan for how that can become something more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like catering to your strengths is a big thing, and also like getting other people involved is never a bad thing too. Like if for me, like I'm no good at doing this, I need someone to help me do that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always good to be able to recognize areas where you could use other people to just help you in that particular spot and become your super team that takes over the world.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that? Like building a team around you? Like is this something that you see as like a vision for your future as well?
Mm-hmm. It's just us right now.
Yeah.
And we're feeling it.
Okay.
We're feeling
like
that it's just us.
workload and
like the only kind of like support we do, funding from Music Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Shout out Music Nova
Factor, we've been
Scotia.
funded by Factor before. Like a lot of like we really appreciate the funding that we've received. We
that makes it feel so much like more doable and like just it's just like
but we don't have the physical team. The only like
we have a lawyer.
Matt Gorman.
Yeah. Shout out Matt
Gorman.
Former guest.
That's who did the legal work when we bought our house, actually.
What?
Yes.
No, that wasn't Matt. That was Matt Given.
Oh, that was Matt Given.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Another Matt.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt Gorman, too. We've had him on the podcast.
It's funny.
Two Matts.
Two Matts.
Yeah, and then, but like we're signed with Symphonic for distribution. So that's our only like kind of like music team. But we're hoping to.
You want a manager? If any managers are listening, hit us up. Our email is Moira and Claire at ticklegrass.ca. We would like a woman. Yeah. Ticklegrass.
Is that real?
A woman based in Canada. Actually, do we even want them? Like, they don't even have to be in Canada.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's so hard.
Just a non-man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what, like, when at South by Southwest, we were talking with a PR company, like a lady from the PR company had watched our set at the Women in Music Canada show, and she was like, let's have a meeting. And we had a meeting with her. And this is kind of where manager has become a priority now, because she was talking with us and she was like, do you have a manager? Like, a lot of these publishing companies that you're looking at might not even consider you if you don't have a manager. And like, we already were thinking of having a manager.
Yeah, we were already thinking of picking a manager for
But I'm like, wait, maybe this actually like limits us without having one. Yeah. And then publishing is definitely like a lot, like that's such a cool concept to have your music like placed in.
Yeah, I don't know if this is confidential, so you can cut this out.
I think it.
You can cut this out if we find out that it is confidential, but we are going to be on Girl.
Wow, congrats.
Nice.
That's amazing. And was that a result of meeting this woman at South by Southwest or through a different connection?
No, this was like, we did a...
SoCan Incubator, Creative Whoa. It's a big name. SoCan Creative Incubator.
Entrepreneur. SoCan Creative Incubator Entrepreneurship
I don't think
program.
it did never said entrepreneurship.
SoCan Creative Incubator Program?
Something like that.
Oh,
but it was awesome.
It was
so good. Encourage people to apply. If it's, I think it's still happening. They've had multiple cohorts.
But we met. We had like sessions throughout the week. You'd like go to meetings and talk to like Spotify. Someone from Spotify would do a meeting, or like certain companies would do meetings. And then at the end, you had like
three mentorships. Our mentors were Donovan Woods, Natasha Dupre, who's the music supervisor, and then Aaron
Zogel.
Is that how you would say it? From Apple Music. But they were all it was so good. We had like an hour with them.
And now Natasha is like, we had a song placed with Logan Richard in Ruby in the Well. It was like a family channel show.
Yeah.
So that's out already, and we got to like listen to it. We're just in the background, like they're at a cafe, and it's like Undercut Love Blues is playing, and
that
we're like,
was so cool.
That's the first time we've ever.
That's also made it kind of moment.
Yeah.
Like our goal has been forever to have like our songs in movies or TV shows. So,
but yeah, that was through Logan's
Simba publishing,
his publishing, and then Natasha we've been in contact with, but she
was just our mentor. Like, she was just going to help us. Like, she was just answering questions about sync and everything like that. Like, there was no like assumption that we would ever be in anything that she was working on. But then like, was it a year and a half later, she reached out to us and she's like, I think I found a place for your song, like one of your songs.
You make good music and that happens.
Yeah. Thank you.
And can you just say the name of that program one more time?
SoCan Creative Entrepreneurship Program 2020.
2024.
He's just being.
Okay, we'll find out. I'm gonna put it on the screen.
But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of
gosh.
like why I don't know. There's like a lot of reasons why it'd be cool to just stay unmanaged, like just self-managed, because
We
we've
still
been
get
able to get
opportunities.
opportunities like
Yeah.
that. Like that was
Mhm.
through, I mean, a program we were able to access, but you didn't need a manager to access it.
Yeah.
No.
And then we met Aaron with Apple Music, and he, because of like he's been placing us on Apple Music playlists. Like he saw it through our distributor Symphonic, saw like our songs coming in through them, but he was like, "Oh, I know these girls. I talked to them
Yeah.
in my meeting mentorship." So now he like knows to place our music when he sees it, if it feels like a vibe.
From that meeting.
And then we met him we went in Toronto. We met him at Apple Music headquarters.
Yeah, he invited
or like
us to
Apple Music
the.
Toronto. What was it?
He invited us
Canadi-
to the office in Toronto.
Yeah, the Canadian.
And they were all so nice. The Apple Music team is so nice.
I'm glad that you brought this up because I was curious, way back when, I'm throwing out a year, say 50 years ago, it used to be like, these are the steps that you follow to make it in the music industry. And like, this is how and when you release an album and this is how many songs are on it. And this is like, everything was kind of like mapped out for you and you just ticked off those steps. No different than maybe you go to university and then this happens and then this happens. But it feels like the industry has changed so much. I was curious because you're from the upcoming generation. Like, was that ever taught to you or something that even matters anymore? Or do you feel like everybody's just kind of out there experimenting and seeing what happens?
I think that it's still like when we were first starting in the music, there was still the very structured, like, release your songs like certain times apart and like
Yeah, there was like certain rules.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like but now it's like sure there are those rules you can follow that algorithmically are supposed to help your music, but then there's just other like there is really, you don't have to follow the rules, like you can
No.
do what you want and
It's
like
changed. It's totally. I think it's all about like connections and
yeah, like being authentic and like
yeah.
creating.
That's what we learned. It's like, wait, I sound so dumb right now.
No.
Authenticity, man.
But like that's what people do connect with, like they just want to like connect with a real
Real
human.
people.
And so if you're and it's like sometimes if you follow like a structured, I don't know what I'm trying to
Be
say.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
It's important in every aspect of life. If you're a musician or just, I don't know, just walking down the street, you just want to be who you are. That's how you're going to feel the best. If you're always trying to be something you're not, you're never going to be content.
Yeah.
Well-
And how is that sustainable? Like,
yeah.
if you like have success, but based on something that's not real.
Right. How do
How
you
does that
choose what you want to write a song about?
Ooh.
I think that a lot of our songs are written in like a state of intense emotion,
Mm-hmm.
like anger, or I mean, like Delaney's dad was written in like anger. We were just
Is there a
angry.
Delaney, a real Delaney?
There is. They're
Yeah.
not. Their name's not Delaney, but like
Yeah.
there is a whole like story behind it. And it
Mhm.
was when we were writing it, it was just like I'm so frustrated. Like I need to write about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Moira was like, wait, you're onto something, Claire. And then we all just we just like sat and wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like like that was one that just came out of like, this is stupid. I need to write about this. I'm angry. And then there's like ones of like heartbreak and sadness and just like, so there's like a lot of that, like where it's just like intense emotion. But then there's like, what's happening to my voice? There's moments where like, I don't know, one of us will just like get into a mood and just write random stuff. And then we're just like, wait, let's like work on that.
We never schedule in times to write, which I want to, but I understand that it's like you have to be in the mood. And Claire is very like, she needs to be in a creative mindset to write with me. But as soon as we have a collab songwriting session planned, she can do it. we write. So we write.
She's an achiever.
Yeah.
We've determined.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let.
She shows up
I'm
for
not gonna
work.
let
Other people down, but you let me down. You can let me down. But
At least you know that. Right?
but yeah, isn't that interesting? Like, yeah, like we've had several co-writes and they've all gone like really well, and we're able to do it. But we've never scheduled a time to write a song. It's just never. It's just on Claire's time, and when she's writing,
it's not only on my. There's some songs that are on your time sometimes.
I guess.
Would it work to bring in other performers to your dynamic, or is there something about the sister duo and harmonies that, why bother changing it?
Like for like a live performance?
Yeah.
Or just, we've had one bandmate that we
Our friend
perform with.
Miranda, March, hashtag Shutite.
What did you say?
What just happened? She asked.
What?
Hashtag shout out Miranda March. Guys, I don't know what's happening. I think I
Okay,
need to
maybe
pee.
I'll take
Can
over.
I pee?
Yeah, you can
You
pee.
can pee.
You can take 5. You're gonna have to. Can you like curvature around this? Yeah,
You can make it happen.
you can make it happen.
It's affecting your ability to
It's gone to her
communicate.
brain.
Your back teeth are floating. Isn't that the saying?
I mean, that's like an old man saying, but
Miranda March.
yeah, you can move that. We're gonna do the one-on-one with Claire now.
Okay.
Oh.
Rapid fire.
So,
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. No, we don't.
No, we want
Who's
to
your-
still talk to you.
who are 3 of your biggest influences?
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't have to be your top 3. Who are 3?
Phoebe Bridgers.
Mm.
1.
Yeah. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
Like me personally, or Moira and Claire.
Just you, yeah. It's just us and you now.
I feel like Moira. She's like.
Ah.
Oh,
She is definitely a big influence. I feel like I always like, as a younger sister and like growing up, I was like, I want to be Moira. I want to be like Moira.
that's
Mm.
very
She's so
sweet.
cool. And she always like, I was always like, not jealous of her voice, but like always just very like, she's so good. And like, I always just wanted to be the way, I don't know. You always just want, I feel like younger siblings just want to be like their older sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so, but like she also is such a talented songwriter and a singer, and like she puts so much like effort into everything she does, like especially her job. Like she loves her job, and like she just like kills it all the time. So she influences me.
I love that answer. Yeah, it was kind of unexpected too, which makes it all the more endearing.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
So,
Guys, if Mike and house.
Say that into the mic.
Mike and Kristen have a really nice house, guys.
thank you.
It's like so nice.
Leslie said, "Is anyone if anyone's listening right now, like this is on air.
This is
right now.
live. We're on the radio.
We're streaming. This is live.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Would you guys ever do Twitch?
I don't really know what Twitch is.
Me neither.
So no. The answer is
She
no.
just made up a word.
I know you hear, oh, he's a Twitch streamer. And it's always just some moron who's a celebrity boxer.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure
I
there's
don't know
cool
it.
people who Twitch, but every person I hear about just is someone who ends up becoming a boxer.
Hmm. So, Moira, you didn't have the benefit of hearing the sweet things that Claire had to say
What
about
did she
you.
say?
But you'll listen back. You'll
Okay.
hear this. But I'd be curious to hear, like, what are some of the attributes in her that you admire, that you feel she brings to your dynamic?
Yeah, she writes like the coolest melodies like ever. No, she does. Like, I don't know how she comes up with, and it's when she's in these moods, like these creative moods, she'll just like sit down and like just start writing this like amazing song, and like the lyrics just make so much sense, and they're just like flowing out of her. Like, just recently, what was it? It was like a week or two ago. You just started writing this like the most beautiful song ever, and I'm always like whenever I know what to do when she's doing this, because I go. Oh, sorry for people that are only listening. I brought out my phone and I started recording. But yeah, I just start recording her when she's singing, because then she forgets what she does, and I'm like,
it all the time.
actually, I
Gotta
recorded
capture
that.
that moment.
Have you ever had a dream song Like where you dream up something and then you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to record this. That happens to Mike a lot.
Really?
Can you explain that? Like, how the heck?
So I often will have a song playing in a dream, like whatever, driving in a car and there's a song playing through the stereo and I'll wake up and I'm like, that's a song, and I'll dig out the voice memo and I'll hum it or sing it or...
In your dream?
Yeah, there's music often playing in my dreams, like full songs.
Are you actually recording it in real life? Is it like lucid?
After I wake up, like I'll wake up from the dream. Maybe I'm at a concert and there's a band, or I'm playing on stage and I'm playing a song that doesn't exist.
How do you remember it when you wake up?
I just reach at 3:32 in the morning. I'll grab my phone in bed and start humming it or singing it or what I can remember. Like it starts off really like I'll describe the song and
wow, it's
like,
never happened.
Hum the riff or
so
whatever.
Cool.
How can you actually remember it? Because I feel like when I remember dreams, nothing's accurate to what actually happened in my dream. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just like molds.
But it's only if I wake up right away. Like it's
and record it right away.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if I ever wake up and I'm tired and I say, okay, I could hum it in my mind for an hour, and then I say I'll remember this in the morning. I will not. It's always gone. So you have to capture it in that exact moment.
Are they always really good songs, or sometimes they're like, why did I think this was good?
I've always found them to be like, I've recorded some like a song on our last album called "In Your Head" is from a dream.
What?
That's so cool. That's so
and it's
cool.
not like I'm done after I have to work it out.
Yeah, but that's like the hook.
Yeah, like that. There's an exact bass line in that song it's kind of the focal point of it that came out of this dream.
You're even working it when you're supposed to be resting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's I guess just your subconscious mind is just tapping into what I do most of the time, and I'm always working on songs and ideas and melodies and riffs and words. So it's figuring out that problem, air quote problem, because it's not an actual problem, but it's just something that needs to be a puzzle, needs to be put together. And then in my dreams, I guess it's just compiling a bunch of different things and creating something that's completely new. I've had a dream where it's me performing with another artist and like two different kind of vocal parts.
A duet?
Yeah, and
What?
I have to Matt Mays.
What?
There's two different vocal parts, and I've never mentioned this to him or to anyone.
You just be like, you have to do this. It was in my dream.
Yeah,
you have to.
It's not a bad idea.
So I'll and like right now I don't remember how it goes, but I have a voice memo somewhere.
That's so cool.
It's just, I guess it doesn't happen like every day or anything.
No.
Like
What is it, like once a week?
Not even that much. No.
Once a month?
Maybe. Yeah, I'll say maybe once a month. Probably a little less, but
Wow.
Well, I wish that happened
That'd
to
be
me.
so cool.
It'll
I just
happen.
have,
Tonight's your night.
I have anxiety dreams. That's mainly
Same.
my dreams.
It's just anxiety.
Anxiety. I had a dream. Honestly, it's just pretty depressing.
Okay, say it.
We lost my brother. We have a brother, an older brother.
okay.
We were in Paris or something because we're going to Paris in the summer
Yeah.
for a family trip.
Fun.
And we were like with mom, and then we all just like left him.
Oh.
And then he just like and then we had to go. We're like, we're gonna find him again. And then we were all crying because we're like, we can't find Isaac. And that was my dream of it. And then finally we met up with him, but it was like we just abandoned my brother
Poor Isaac.
in my dream. Like that's so
Yeah.
anxiety inducing because that could happen. You could just get separated.
It's like a modern version of Home Alone.
Yeah.
I mean, he is like 20.
He's like almost 30.
So he'd be fine, but like,
I'm wondering. Sounds like a lot of your songs come from maybe darker or harder moments in time. Do you feel that artists need that struggle to create? Could you create with just happy things in your life?
Oh, I think there's a lot of our songs that are fully made up that have no backing to them, and we're just like, oh, let's just write about this. So like, I think that if you're a creative person, like you probably can just write. Like you can definitely write without having like
any. But like, does anyone not experience anything?
I know
like,
you could.
I feel like everyone's gone through something.
But like, but it is fun to like put yourself in someone else's shoe.
Yeah,
and like
read a book and then write a song about the main character or like a side character.
But I mean, I think a lot of the songs we do write are from come from sadness.
Yeah,
but we have a few that are like joyful, happy, but like that. Yeah, I mean, we're working on an EP, and like most of those are not happy.
No, they're messy.
They're all
it's called
messy,
It's All a Mess.
Messy. Yeah, but like I think that I don't know. What do you say for that, Moira?
I really like this question though, because it kind of forces you to think about how you live and feel in the day to day. I think we're very quick to want to escape negative feelings. And I would say we also all experience some level of anxiety today in, the state of the world right now. Like that's very common to hear that described. But I don't know like how people might feel about the necessity of that. But it helps me think about some of the hard things maybe I've been through or feelings I've had that it's like, well, how can I use this to my benefit in some way? I don't know. Not that you would want to invite that in, but hearing you say that it has kind of influenced or even inspired some of your creativity, you can look back and be like, well, this like beautiful thing wouldn't exist without that hardship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like when songs come from like really sad places, I think songs can come from really happy places.
It's just like strong emotions.
Right.
So like if you're feeling a really strong, happy emotion, like love or I don't know, any kind of emotion, I feel like that's where like a lot of songs can come from too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're working on new music now. Do you have are you able to share with us when like a rollout of that might be or a single release? Or
sing one right now?
Which one? Let's do it. Let's do it.
No.
I'm unattached, avoidant. Okay, Claire.
We know that one.
Yeah.
That's one.
You've heard all the songs.
Yeah.
Except I think one. There's like we have a plan, but I think that we're maybe a little behind on said plan.
We said we wanted to release this EP by the end of 2025. I think it can still happen.
Yeah, you got time.
We've gotten like the song "The Doubter" that will be our first release. We recorded it with Bria Isabel.
She's producing it right now.
Yeah,
Nice.
So that one will probably be out. I don't know,
summer sometime. I think
a month or two maybe. So that's the first one. But
and then we're gonna roll out.
The rest
songs.
is kind of like we're still in the process of like figuring out. Like we know who we want to record with.
Yeah,
but we just haven't like started that. So there is like,
but we have it scheduled. We have the time scheduled in.
Great.
It's just gonna. I mean, I feel like we tend to do like I know a lot of people work on stuff like way far in advance, and they have their projects done like
they'll have their album like just sitting there for like a year and a half.
And that's probably what you're supposed to do.
You are,
so you can like promote it, but like we're just last minute.
I know,
and
with everything in our lives,
there's no such thing as supposed to. Really.
I know.
We talked about earlier how
maybe
there's
taking a shower.
Right way in this industry anymore. Like I think some people sit on it and take a lot of time, but there's an artist I follow online and Jesse Wells. Have you ever come across that guy?
Sounds so familiar.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
He's always singing in a field, playing this yellow guitar, got a gravelly voice. He's kind of like a modern day Bob Dylan, but he'll write a song. He'll have a song like 8 hours after a major event, like the assassination of Trump. He has a song the next morning, like, and then he has an album out like a month later, like with that song on it.
That's like incredible. Like, how do people do
he's
that?
On the grind.
Yeah,
but that's his whole thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what he's doing, what works for him. Like he's on top of political. He's writing about political things quite often, so he's very on top of that, and he's obviously a really talented songwriter, and he works quickly, so he's capitalizing.
Does he have any
on
other
that.
job?
I wouldn't think so now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine. But he's not sitting on it, I guess is what I'm getting to.
He's like releasing it.
He's going the opposite approach, like capitalize on what's happening on the topics at hand.
Yeah.
And then get that out there immediately. So I think you can record stuff, sit on it, build up your plan behind it and promotional objectives, or just put something out and see where it goes. And it might work differently for different people, right? It might be better for some people to plan and have all this in place. It might be better for some people to just go for it.
I think it's good that we're going for it, because I don't know, like we're in this time of our lives right now. It'd be kind of cool to have something out that represents like what we're actually going through right now.
Like what we're feeling.
I just get goosebumps. That's such a fantastic statement. I totally agree. It's a time capsule.
Yeah.
Like art has that power that like I look back on things I made 10 years ago and I don't connect with it or even like it sometimes, but that's okay because that's where I was at that time. Like even if I'm being very honest, like with making some changes in the podcast, we've had to kind of come to terms with some of this is new and therefore an experiment. So we have to be open to 6 months from now, the show might look or feel different, but you have to start somewhere and like you're capturing that moment in time. So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to think of like I guess it's kind of like maybe Taylor Swift inspired, but I feel like she, you know, like everything for her is like in eras. But that's kind of how I feel like when we create our music too. Like our EP was like
our first EP.
First EP, that was one era, and now we're like. But I guess that's how most people feel like about projects.
Yeah.
But it's like this is like us right now, and then I would love to like.
It's all chaotic, messy.
Is that your era? Your chaotic era?
It's just called It's All a Mess, and like all the songs are just about being messy, not knowing what to do with your life.
And it would be nice to release it like when we're feeling it.
When we're feeling it, it's like the middle. It's like what is it? It's like the 20s.
Yeah, it's like what is it like mid to late 20s? Mid 20s, yeah, not late 20s.
Yeah, it's the mid 20s. But then imagine our next. If we ever release another project, we actually like have our shit together.
Yeah,
like,
I know that's
shit together era.
yeah, because we had growing up era. That was our first one.
Yeah,
and then now it's like like grown up but like a mess. And then what if it like next grown up but like successful and like.
Nuh-uh.
That's probably.
I feel like that would be like a couple down the road.
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, I just like imagine it would just suck to like to promote something that you're not feeling right now, or that you're not like even production choices that you wouldn't have chosen.
Yeah, because I feel like I wonder if when artists that do that, do they ever start hating what they create and don't want to promote it anymore? But it's been released and you've made a whole album. But like, what if you waited so long that you don't actually like it?
Yeah.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah,
we've heard that often.
And that would suck.
Yeah, it's hard to feel separate from it when it's not even out yet.
Yeah,
so it's good.
I feel like if in the process of creating it, you're making if every choice along the way is true to yourself, it's hard to hate it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Because you can look back like, oh, I wish I did this different, or I did, but you know, I was true to myself
at that time
along the way, and maybe it's not as good as you want it to be, but you weren't like representing something you aren't anyway.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's my theory.
Yeah, that's good advice. We're nearing the end of our chat. Is there anything that we've missed that you would like to share with the world, or that you think about often that might be helpful for listeners to know about you? Or maybe you just want to promote something that's coming up in 2025?
I'll just say that I just wanted to say thank you.
I
also wanted to say thank you for being like a huge support at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Because we were lost, to be honest. Like, you know, first time playing in the States and first time I was in US. It was nice to see like familiar faces and have like, I don't know, it felt very nice to have like your support and that you were like a message away if we needed to like talk to you, and then we could find you. So that and just thank you for inviting us into your home.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this podcast like for so long, and it's just never
we're bad at scheduling.
This is the perfect time.
Yeah, the timing is better now.
Yeah.
So And
Yeah.
you're welcome. Thank you for
Just wanted to
saying
say
that.
that.
Yeah,
That's really sweet,
That is
Claire.
sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
I have one last question. What was it like riding in a Waymo?
Oh, did you guys not do it?
We couldn't get one.
What?
There were
How did
so
you
many
get one?
options for us.
But,
They
They're
like
like,
they,
"You
they
guys."
threw them at us. We had to decline.
but
No.
we went out. I downloaded the Waymo app right away.
There's a
we
Waymo
didn't
app?
even have a Waymo app. We did
What?
Uber, and they gave us Waymo. We didn't
Okay,
even want
so
it.
at first Waymo, they were like, are you sure you want this Waymo?
Yeah,
And we were
and they
like,
said yes.
And that first one, really good. Like
so
nothing.
like so safe.
But could
A
you?
Waymo is a self-driving car. P.S.
Oh,
For
yeah.
anybody listening that doesn't know.
But could you order it and 100% get a Waymo, or it was like a toss-up? Like you couldn't say you could request a Waymo, but it doesn't mean you were going to get one, right?
I think you could do your order, and then sometimes a Waymo would be an option.
Yeah,
And then you could pick it. But then what happened?
I don't know if this
time-
is true. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I ordered another Uber after we accepted that first Uber,
Yeah.
and they gave us a Waymo. Like, I didn't even have to confirm yes or no that I wanted a Waymo.
But you didn't even know it was going to be a Waymo?
I did. Like, I was like,
Oh.
oh, it's gonna be a Waymo, but like, I didn't have to like. You'd think there'd be like another like consent thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a self-driving car. Are you okay with it? I don't know. I might have tapped that. I don't know, but
So
we
what
were
was it
surprised.
like?
That one?
Was it exhilarating, terrifying? Like,
the first, so we did two. The first one was like, we just went like, what was it, like a 7-minute drive?
Yeah, it was on a main
The main
road.
strip, but it
Mhm.
was really
So
smooth.
safe,
The
so smooth.
They have music you can choose.
Yeah.
So they have like ambient music. I put the ambient music on because I
Yeah.
love ambient music. But then there's also like pop, rock,
Yeah,
and then and you could. I think
it
there
was so
games, too,
relaxing.
at the back. And then
We just like we were like,
yeah,
I was so scared getting in, but it was like,
that one was vibes. And then we went to Barton Springs the last
Yeah.
day we were in Austin. And we took a Waymo there. But like it was good on the way there, but then it was the
parking lot.
parking lot.
Mm.
And
It did not know
was
what to
so
do.
confused
Didn't know
because
where to let you out.
no, it
Yeah.
didn't know where to let us out.
We drove there ourselves, and we didn't know where to get out either.
No, and so the Waymo was just so confused. And then there was like times where like if other drivers are driving bad, the Waymo gets really confused. So like
Gets nervous.
there was a lot of drivers like trying to get into the same spot, and like the Waymo was kind of like taking up like a big chunk of the lane, and like people were turning into it beside it, and then Waymo was trying to turn this way, and there was like
and we
a
were
car
just
in
like,
the
let
way.
us out, Waymo.
Yeah, the
like,
Waymo wouldn't let us
we
out.
saw the water, and we were like, can we just
Waymo
get
let
out,
us out,
Waymo?
and it just
and
kept,
can
like-
you?
No,
Can you say, dear Waymo,
I think
let me
you
the
said-
hell out of this car?
We said stop ride. We literally had to say, right,
Yeah.
we pressed like, can you stop, like end ride,
End
because it
ride.
just kept,
Evacuate.
It was
just
we were like
could not-
moving inches in the parking lot, and we're like,
because there was no place to
man.
park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it didn't know where to. There was not, and it's under.
There was
Barton
cars-
Springs is under construction, so there was also like
Yeah.
a weird.
Yes,
You couldn't really see
that's
the.
right.
It is a confusing spot.
Yeah. So the Waymo.
To give Waymo credit.
Yeah, and then we left the Waymo there, and it didn't know what to do.
yeah,
Oh,
and we were like,
poor
we
Waymo.
We just left it, but it was
said,
like-
we said end ride, and it was just sitting there for a bit, and I think it eventually left, but it was just like
that's kind of like Isaac
Had a
in your
little
dream.
cry.
yeah, and then like I'm like, oh, I hope it gets back safe because that was the parking lots. It just gets stressed out.
Did you go swimming there, or did you just look at it?
We went swimming.
We went
Yeah.
swimming. It was
So you
so nice.
did you had to
Even-
pay and go through, right?
Yeah, we paid.
Yeah.
But even Claire went swimming, and Claire has a cold allergy,
have a
and
cold
she didn't
allergy.
even have a reaction.
I did not react.
Wow.
So it was really warm.
Yeah.
It was nice to escape the city to go out there and just
Yeah,
have
it
some
was nice.
some
You guys
nature
went?
time. We did. We
When did you-
drove, but
Did you swim?
no.
we
Oh.
didn't. We didn't. It was late in the evening. It
Oh,
was
okay.
like sun was going down, but we just wanted to look at it essentially. And we went to a spot where you could just see everybody swimming. We didn't go through the paid spot.
Yeah, we paid to get in.
but- no,
You
no,
guys
it
just
looks awesome.
harmonized like
That's funny. The lifeguards were really on top of it there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just kept being like yelling and then like jumping in the water all of a
Mhm.
sudden.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
it's just-
now
it's
that you
just
mention it,
something.
we saw
Did you
that
see
happen
that?
too.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh.
we were both like, "Did you see anything that actually?"
Might have been
I
there
don't
at the
know.
same
Something
time.
happened.
We
Actually,
couldn't tell because I don't know if they were doing like their like
what day were you there?
Maybe they were training.
We were
the
there at the same time.
what day was it?
It was the last day. It was
Yeah,
like
that's when we went.
I feel like
the sun. What was it? It was like a kind of warm day, but it was a little wind. It wasn't windy.
It was pretty warm when we went.
yeah. Did
It
you
was
see the
later.
lifeguards go ah, and then they all ran?
Usually,
Yeah,
running
someone-
usually by
together.
the diving board.
Someone jumped in the
Yeah,
water.
and
We were there.
and then all the lifeguards they sprinted from all the way
Yeah.
up, and then
from
they jumped
everywhere.
in.
Yes.
Oh my
unless
gosh, we were
that
there.
happened every day, then
Yeah.
we also saw that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We were there at the same
But I would feel
Ah.
so safe if I was drowning in there.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah,
They would
kudos
get
to them. Well, I feel like in the spirit of this concept of making it, you certainly have had a lot of moments already in a very short time frame. Like you're very new into your career with so much more to come. So I just want to thank you so much for opening up with us today and spending time together and reflecting on some of your moments. And I know that it's not lost on me also how much of a struggle it can be to work in this industry, and we really have to cherish and hang on to those moments that feel so special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right on.
Thank you guys.
Well done.
Thanks so much. We appreciate you guys, and you're awesome. You're so talented, and so excited to see all the amazing things you're gonna do out there. And we'll be following your journey and along with you on the ride to see it all take shape. But
Aw.
just keep being you, and keep being awesome.
Slay. We're excited for your new era of your podcast.
Thank you. We don't have a name for that yet, but that's our
It's the
homework.
Make It
To be
era.
The Make It
decided.
era. There you
Yeah.
go. Why don't you give a quick let our listeners know where they can find you online?
Yeah, so you can find us at Moira Claire on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And then if you want to listen to our music, you can find us Moira Claire on all streaming platforms.
Beautiful. And we've got all the links to everything, of course, in the show notes. And it's been a great chat. It's been really lovely to spend time together. Yeah. All right, friends, we'll be back next Wednesday for another episode of Make It with Mike and Kristen.
I was supposed to
officially.
I was supposed to clap at the very start to align everything, so I'm going to do it at the end. Wait, just one clap there. You don't wanna...
We all want to clap.
Okay, you can clap now. Yeah. We did it.
Make It with Mike and Kristen is recorded and produced by Michael S. Ryan at Hot Jupiter Sounds.
Intro and outro music by me as well.
Cover art by Emily Rankin at Take Note Graphic Design and photography by Candace Moore.
If you cool cats want to help us out, the best way to spread the word is by telling a friend about us. Tell your mom, tell all your buds. Word of mouth is still the best way to reach people. It's free for you and helps us immensely. And if you're into it, you can like and subscribe and all that stuff too.
Another way to support us is through our Patreon. We have a number of super fun tiers and perks like bonus content, handwritten postcards, creative coaching, and so much more. Find us at patreon.com/Mike and Kristen.
For the makers, the dreamers, and the figuring it outers, have fun trying to make it out there, friends.